Advanced English is often portrayed as ideal. It's the ultimate goal. It's how native speakers talk. But do they? I have a few questions for you. Do you know your current level in your native language? Do you feel advanced? My native language is Russian, and honestly folks, 80% of the time I don't speak advanced Russian. In this video, we're diving into what it really means to speak advanced English or Spanish or French, and whether or not it's something you actually need. What person comes to your mind who sounds advanced? I often think of people who work in law, education, journalism, and science. It's the terminology they use that sets them apart. But here's the thing, those terms and concepts are often obscure and challenging for an average person to understand. In our day-to-day life, we don't speak like it's the first chapter of a company's standards and compliance practices. We might read Shakespeare, but we certainly don't speak Shakespeare. We might read complex news articles, but then we go on YouTube and watch a vlog from someone who's sharing their morning routine with you. So guys, here's a fun fact. I recently tested my level with an AI stimulator. And guess what? My level is C1, advanced. But it revealed that only 3% of the vocabulary I used can be considered advanced and proficient. How's that possible? You need to understand that usually the core of our speech is just 3,000 most basic words and grammatical structures. And of course, language proficiency is more than just vocabulary and grammar. It's also comprehension, interaction, fluency, and pronunciation. So even if using advanced vocabulary is not your top skill, you can still reach that desired advanced level through other crucial language skills. And here's another fascinating story. Did you know that before giving a TED Talk, those people do special training? Yes, they're not born as excellent public speakers. They learn how to explain their ideas in a language that everyone can understand. They won't use super complex words unless it is absolutely necessary and won't speak in a monotonous way. Instead, they master the art of using their voice, presenting confidently, and engaging with their audience. If you want to learn to speak confidently too, I highly recommend the Skillshare class. Intro to Public Speaking. Give a 5-minute talk without dying. I took this class a few weeks ago, and it helped me a lot in terms of becoming a more confident speaker in English. Skillshare has everything you need to make 2024 the year your side hustle comes to life. They have thousands of engaging classes taught by amazing creative people who already launched their lucrative side incomes. You can grow how to grow your newsletter on Substack with this course, how to use Notion as a content creator with this one, and how to build an online presence with this class. I love using Notion for work and language learning, and that's why this class helped me so much. I learned so many essential things about Notion and how I can incorporate them into content creation and language learning. So no matter your creative field or interest, Skillshare has a class for you that will help you go from passion to paycheck. Huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring a portion of this video. The first 500 people to click the link below will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare, so make sure to use the link in my description or in the pinned comment and give Skillshare a try. You have probably seen those videos, basic versus advanced English, and not gonna lie, I made a few of those videos in the past myself. Don't say tell, say inform. Don't say hard, say arduous. Don't say bad, say substandard. But if you heard someone say, oh, my day was so arduous and substandard, would you think that their English is extremely advanced and they're so intelligent? Or would you just think, that was weird? Remember that episode from Friends when Joe meets an encyclopedia salesman? There's a fine line between sounding intelligent and sounding awkward.
And speaking of volcanoes, man, are they a violent igneous rock formation.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to grow your vocabulary. It's just I feel like many of those videos, and unfortunately my old videos included, tap into your emotional triggers. You might already feel insecure about your English and not sure which words to use. And then you come across a video of a person saying that you should stop using very because it's too basic. But in reality, we use the word very so freaking much. In your native language, you're probably using the word very at least 10 times every single day. So why should you feel bad about using it in English? I can explain why I was making those videos in the past. My goal was to expose you to new vocabulary, but then later I realized that maybe the way I was presenting this new vocabulary confused some people, because some people thought that, you actually have to stop using very and never use this word ever again, which was not my intention at all. Now let's talk about how we learn languages in school. Usually in school, we reach the peak of our language skills when we're preparing for exams. We do this intense work, we memorize grammar rules, we learn all the vocabulary and all of those structures that examiners want to hear from us. We learn to write better, to express our opinion in a structured way. We learn exceptions from the rules and watch a bunch of TikToks to help us memorize a lot of information in a short period of time. A very stressful time, but extremely productive. It's true that exams and real-life situations where we must rely on our language skills to survive make us progress in this language a lot faster. However, when you're trying to build deep connections and have heart-to-heart conversations with people, it doesn't really matter if your English is B1, B2, C1, C2, no one is even gonna think about it. So unless we're preparing for an exam, our language is going to be messy.
Human relationships are rich, and they're messy, and they're demanding.
We're all humans. Our imperfection is our perfection. Expanding your vocabulary is undeniably important. It helps you build your passive vocabulary that makes listening and reading a lot easier. But when it comes to speaking, you choose the words. Your main goal is to communicate your ideas effectively, right? So if you're intentionally substituting normal words with fancy, advanced vocabulary, you're making it more difficult for the other person to understand you. You build a wall instead of breaking the ice. A real story. A woman, a native speaker, needed help in choosing the right medicine for her. Two non-native assistants ready to consult. The first one had an advanced level of English, used a lot of complicated words, expressions, and medical terms. But the second one was not very advanced but very confident and was more focused on the customer than her own language proficiency. And guess who was able to help the customer? Of course, the second assistant.
So we've got two different kinds of communicators. We've got the one who's got a high level, but totally focused on herself and getting it right, and therefore very ineffective. We've got another one, low level, totally focused on the person she's talking to and getting a result. Effective.
Do you see where I'm getting at with this idea? It's not about using advanced grammar and vocabulary that makes you fluent. It's your confidence, your charisma, your courage to speak up and use the language regardless of your current level. How many times have you avoided communicating in English thinking, I'm not good enough yet? They will give me that look when they hear my accent. I'll never reach that level, so I'll stop trying. I won't apply for that job because it requires excellent English. I'll wait till last minute and won't join the workshop with native speakers, even though I have valuable knowledge to share. So guys, don't let others or yourself take advantage of your fears. Change the way you think about the language. You're a human being whose voice deserves to be heard. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to give Skillshare a try by clicking the link in the description. The first 500 people to click the link will get 1 month completely for free. If you're thinking about what to watch next, I highly recommend checking out this video about how I use Notion to learn languages. There you can download a free Notion template from me. And I'll see you in my next video.